It was December, and Christmas was right around the corner. It was late, around 3 a.m. or so. I was sick, so I was on a strange sleep schedule at the time. I was a bit bored, and none of my friends were online, so I decided to venture into a site called Omegle. I went on there quite often at the time, mainly to troll people, but tonight I decided to have some actual conversations with people. Big mistake. So I decided to talk to people under an anime tag, because people on there seem generally cool for the most part. Of course, there's always horny teenagers looking for a girlfriend no matter what tag you're on. I eventually found someone who isn't a bot and who doesn't immediately ask ASL, meaning age, sex, location. We'll call her Asula. Asula asked me what my favorite anime is, and I jokingly said Fat Albert. I knew I said I didn't want to troll, but I couldn't help myself. A conversation ensues after that about anime and such, and she seems like a generally decent person. She then asks for my email. I gave her my spam email, knowing that there's no real harm in giving that out, so we can continue our chat in Google Plus Hangouts. She then starts to ask for video chat. I decline, telling her that I don't even voice chat with my real friends online, but she keeps on persisting, and I keep telling her no. I was starting to think that she was actually some pedophile. I told her that I don't feel comfortable revealing my face to anyone online, and I really don't want to voice chat. She then says that she'll send me a picture of her face if I send her a picture of mine, so I let her send hers first. I then did a reverse image search to see if the photo was fake. Nothing came up anywhere, so I knew that it wasn't fake. So reluctantly, I took a picture of myself and sent it to her. I figured it couldn't do any harm. She then kept persisting the video chat. I kept telling her no. I then turned my computer off because I was tired and annoyed. I didn't really think much about it, but I was planning on blocking her the next day. A day later, I get on my computer and was about to block her, but as soon as I got on, she messaged me immediately. At this point, I thought she was either stalking me or had no life and was at her computer all day. So I went ahead and talked to her. She apologized for being so pushy and explained that she didn't have many friends and just wanted to get to know me. I said it was fine. So we talked about anime, as well as video games and such. A normal conversation for me. The next day we talked again. She wants to video chat. I told her that I'd voice chat, since I did that all the time. Once we were in the voice call, she kept asking me to turn my computer on. Her camera was on, so at this point I was sure that she wasn't a 40-year-old man. I told her that I didn't feel comfortable doing that. She said that she wanted me to video chat to make sure I wasn't some 40-year-old pedo. My voice was quite deep, so I understand why. So again, reluctantly, I turned my camera on. After that, everything seemed to be okay. I could tell there was something wrong, but I figured she was just socially awkward. After that, things were okay for a few weeks, but one day she randomly told me that she had a crush on me. I told her that I don't do online relationships, and she got really depressed after that. She kept saying how every guy, 5 in total I believe, has turned her down, and she is really sad about it. I didn't really know what to do at this point. I felt really bad for her because I know how it feels to be rejected, and how awkward it is to stay friends with them afterwards. So I made one of the dumbest mistakes of my life. I said that I actually did like her back. Nowadays, there's no way in hell I would do any of this, but I was 14 at the time. I was young and dumb, so just keep that in mind. So I basically was in a fake, fabricated online relationship at this point. I didn't consider her my girlfriend, and only one of my friends, we'll call him Eric, even knew about her existence. In fact, one day he was in a group chat with us. That's when things started to get strange. In the group chat, we had a decent conversation, but it got weird after I left. Asula started asking Eric really personal questions about me. Eric gave her the runaround, telling her that she would be asking me this stuff. She was asking questions like what was my last name and where I live, etc. Eric didn't tell me about this, but I saw in the group chat. I thought it was really strange that she would ask him these questions, knowing that I would see them when I got back. Anyways, at this point, she kept asking me what my last name was. Remember, Asula was very persistent, and she wouldn't stop asking questions, even if you decline. So I find out that she goes on Facebook and searches every person with the same first name as I do. My name is fairly common, so there's a lot of people on there with my first name. I couldn't believe it. She spent days trying to find my Facebook. I've never seen so much dedication. Red flags were definitely going off at this point. She eventually finds my Facebook and sends me a friend request. I declined it because I was very pissed that she was invading my privacy. She then started messaging me on Google Hangouts asking me about my family members. My friends on Facebook weren't on private for some reason. She literally wrote down a list of them all, asking them how they were related to me. I got really scared at this point. I knew I had a stalker and I did not know what to do. I blocked her on everything and deleted everything on the net that had my real name in it. I had officially went rogue. She eventually emails me on another email of mine. Don't ask me how she found it. I honestly have no clue. Perhaps it was on my Facebook before I deleted it. Anyway, the spams that email with countless messages per day. I blocked her and the email stopped. I didn't hear from her for a month. Then, one day I accidentally deleted an important email. So I went on my trash to recover it. In my trash, there were hundreds of emails from her. I nearly soiled myself in fear. The last email was from that day. So, in morbid curiosity, I read some of the emails. What I found was nothing short of frightening. She told me that she thinks there's something wrong with her. Say it isn't so. And that she enjoys and gets off on the pain of others. And she said that she knows where I lived and was going to fly over here and live with me. I was so scared at this point. I was honestly worried that she was going to kill me. I deleted that email account and have been off grid ever since. So, crazy sadistic stalker on the internet? Let's not meet ever again. For a brief backstory, I used to work as a fetish model. It is something I did after college that helped pay my bills to supplement my full-time job. It is a unique fetish. It has a rather dedicated fan base and I had quite a few admirers, many of whom I stayed friends with after I stopped modeling. Most of them are cool people who don't even really bring up my former employment because they respect me and know I'm a private person. I rarely had problems, but there was one guy who would just send me harassing messages all the time. They were aggressive and demeaning, and I didn't want that kind of attention. He would then try to be kind for a while and then be a creep. Bang, blocked him and forgot about him. He would blow up my phone with calls and texts. Also blocked him there. He would message me from other numbers, so I just changed my number. On social media, he would make fake profiles and try to harass me that way. I never add anyone I don't personally know anymore. I just ignored him. I just found him annoying and unbalanced, but not a real threat to me. Many years passed. It had been silence for a very long time, like years. I got a message from a girl wanting to be my friend. I didn't buy it all because this particular admirer has a very distinct way of writing. Like I said before, very demeaning and demanding. Certain phrases, etc. I just ignored the messages. I have just started putting myself out there for online dating. I have gone on some lame dates the last couple of weeks. I got a match from someone and sounded pretty nice and friendly. After a few messages back and forth, we agreed to have dinner and trade numbers. I have to say, the beginning of the day was actually really nice. My date was very considerate. We had very easy conversations. And after eating and drinking, we left the restaurant to walk back to his place. Even this went pleasant. We get back to his apartment, and things are getting hot and heavy. I was really digging this guy until he whispered in my ear, "Why did you make me wait for so long?" When he said that, my stomach did a little flip. I asked him what he meant. He told me that he had moved all the way from the East Coast for me. My stomach started to drop, and I started shaking. It was then that something in his brain flipped like a switch. Instead of the gentleman I was with all evening, he started spewing out all these things my online harasser would message me. He spewed out details from conversations from like 7 years ago, which I had most longingly forgotten about, and he seemed so angry that I didn't remember all of these things. I was standing there shocked and topless, realizing what was happening, and I noticed that he kept looking behind me. I noticed an open laptop, and I am certain that he was recording that was happening. I told him I didn't feel well and needed to leave as calmly as I could, without letting him on that I was terrified. He must have known I was scared though, because he grabbed me and wanted me to swear this wouldn't be the last time I see him. I smiled and nodded and offered to go out to dinner another night. I didn't know if just playing it cool was going to work, but very honestly, I was prepared to start fighting if I had to. He relented and let me go to the bathroom to put my shirt back on, and was able to walk back to my car by myself. I just drove in shock and silence all the way home. He had given me a fake name to go out on this date. He changed his demeanor. He took advantage of the fact that I didn't know what he looked like. I Googled his real name when I got home and saw his Facebook page, and that confirmed that he was, in fact, the man that had been harassing me for years. I hadn't even been bothered to look at this Facebook page before because I just always ignored him and didn't feel like he was a real threat. I feel really stupid. So I merely blocked the number he had been using for his fake name. I guess I will change my number since I'm sure he will just keep calling. I deleted my dating profile, of course, and I won't be going out again for a little while. I am, of course, going to the police to at least put this guy on the radar. Luckily for me, I didn't mention where I work specifically, and I didn't mention where I live specifically either, so I feel pretty good about that. Now that I know what he looks like, I can at least be aware. I feel horrified and stupid that I let myself be vulnerable. I will say I'm certainly paying attention now.
Unsolved Daily is hosting a $20 giveaway about whatever you want. So it can be PayPal, Amazon, Google Play, Apple gift card, iTunes. So those are some options. It's probably going to be more if you negotiate with us. But yeah, so the rules are you have to like the video, be subscribed, and follow the Unsolved Daily YouTube account and Instagram account, and comment down below anything you want. So like, follow, and subscribe to the Instagram and YouTube, and comment. That's it. Winners will be announced next week on the Instagram. Okay? And see who wins. Good luck.